Good evening and welcome to DeKalb High School basketball. Hey, Jed Freels and Wyatt Nepper bringing you the action tonight. How are you, Wyatt?
Pretty good. We got jalapenos before this. Glad to have some dinner before here commentating.
I'm glad you got out to get something. I also went home and tried to grab a sandwich real quickly and jump back here. So we're meeting the starters right now from Eastside. They're heading out there.
Yep. Also joining us today on cameras are Claire Otis and Emma Books, who we love to have as always.
Yeah, there is no doubt that it's always good to have our camera crew here and how they're doing. Love them. So we love them. Grab us on V-Mix, would you, right there, Wyatt? Yeah, I love the fact that everybody's working so hard. Here come the starters for your DeKalb Barons. Wyatt, introduce them for us.
Yep, gladly. Here's starting off for the Barons, a sophomore, Molly Sonnenberg. She's done a great job this season, and I'm very excited for her future. Number 20, another sophomore, Kyla Jindalin, who is one of our leaders in stats for the girls. Next up, Ella Nixon, a great guard for the Barons. She's a junior. Another junior, Abby Harris, coming up, the lead point guard for the ladies. And the final person coming out, rounding off the girls' lineup, Ellington Sparkman, another sophomore. The girls have a young team, and it's great to see the future that these Baron ladies have.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at the starters out there; they're starting all underclassmen, coming at you strong and hard. I mean, the Barons have been trying to get in there and get it done this year, so we are excited for them as they continue to rock the season.
Yep, currently they are 6-6, 0-3 in conference, and those scores do not give them justice. They have put in some great work this season. They've been aggressive and have worked so hard. They've just faced a lot of tough teams here and there.
All right, the tip is up, and Eastside's going to control the tip tonight. I'm going to be trying to bring you the play-by-play, and Wyatt's going to help me out with all the color along the way. Eastside coming in a nice contest, looking to get a win against arch rival DeKalb here. Eastside with the ball. They continue to work the perimeter outside the three-point line.
Yep.
Trying to get some penetration. They're going to swing back high. DeKalb continues to be man-to-man right now as they start this ball game tonight.
There, Kyle tried going in, trying to get a steal. She's the leader for the Lady Barons in steals with 3 per game on average.
Put it up. Eastside puts the first basket on the thing tonight. Number 32 puts that in. Taylor Mack for her first 2 of the night.
Yeah, not what the ladies wanted. Kyla Chandalin definitely trying to get some assistance there underneath the basket.
Well, Barons do a slight turnover. They give it up, but it's going to be a foul. And that's going to be a shooting foul, sending number 42, Adelaide Eldon, to the line.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I saw the girls, they all had their hands up, but maybe it was just something I didn't quite catch. But there's one in for Eastside.
You're right. She'll put that first one in from the free throw line. The charity stripe, as we like to call it. She's shooting the next two here. And she puts that one in. They're going to extend this lead for the Blazers of Eastside up 4-0 against the Barons. Another quick turnover by the Barons. Not the way Coach wanted to start tonight, I am sure, Wyatt.
Definitely not. And I think throughout the season, we've seen the ladies. They've gotten off to some slow starts here and there, but as we've seen in past experiences, they definitely pick it up as the game goes on. They're able to get some streaks and get going as they gain momentum and gain a footing in each game.
Great ball movement around the outside by Eastside. They're going to pitch it inside on the paint. They're going to continue to spin it, and it's almost a three, but she'll go up and travel as she comes back down. Not what Lucy Kitchen wanted to do right there, but in the meantime, that's what happened.
Yep, definitely a jump for her. And
It'll be Barron ball on the sideline.
Sonnenberg passing it in, and this time she gets it into the hand of her recipient. The Blazers there putting on a full court press.
Barons waste no time. Get it down to an empty bucket. Great job, all right. That's 2 points for the Barons as Abby Harris puts that in, gets the Barons on the board.
And that's a smart play. I mean, they weren't trying to overdo it. They were just trying to make those simple plays work. And underneath the basket, Kyla's not going to miss much, especially when she's open like that.
That ball was up from 3-point range, but the Barons are going to walk away with the rebound and draw the foul. Doesn't mean a lot now, but it will mean something later in the game.
Yep. Yep, we've definitely seen.
Barons with another turnover. They're getting on down there. Gonna step on the baseline. All right, Eastside coming off another Baron turnover right there.
So far, not much has happened. 4-2, and only a minute in.
Well, Eastside continues to work the perimeter against this man-to-man pressure by the Barons.
Yeah, the ladies have a pretty lockdown defense, and a lot of teams struggle to find their way inside the paint and finding an opening there. That's a nice job by the ladies.
One too many steps there. They thought they were going to get away with it, but Carnahan takes an extra step, traveling, and the Barons are going to get another shot. They've only had one trip up the court tonight, which they did put in for two. Girls need to try to get this down without a turnover this time. Looks like Eastside's going to back off and give them some room. Down the court they go.
A nice pass there by Kyla Chindalan, but it just wasn't able to get into the hands of Nixon. Eastside, the Blazers were just doing a nice job there, but a little slip up with the feet, and there's a travel called. Barons have possession again. It's only 2-4, but here they're able to drive in, and Sparkman puts it up for two. A nice job by her.
That'll tie it up for a piece tonight, just what the Barons needed.
A nice touch there by Sonnenberg. She wasn't able to get it away from the Blazers, but she was able to stop the clock and get the Barons established. Possibly here could be a time violation if the Barons are able to defend it. Blazers are able to get it in.
Great backdoor cut. Nice job. Eastside wastes no time to hit that. Number 34, Ryland Moffler puts that in for another two. Extends the Eastside Blazer lead 6-4. Barons drive baseline, but that's going to be tipped out of bounds by Eastside. Moffler got just a finger on it, Wyatt, tipped it out.
Yep, and the Blazers definitely have some height over the Barons. Nixon usually does pretty good under the paint, but she just wasn't able to get under. She just wasn't able to put up a block in that last play, and the Blazers were able to get over her head.
That ball's going to bounce just a little bit long. coming off the back of the rim. There was a nice shot by Abby, but just didn't go in. Eastside again continues to drive baseline. They're going to put that one up, and that ball's going to go in. Another 2 points for Moffler as she extends her point total to 4, putting the Blazers up 8-4. Just like that, they're up again by 4. Barons with the ball. They're going to put it on the key. Harris can put the ball on the ground. She goes in, but it is not going to go. Eastside comes away with the defensive rebound. They're going to waste no time getting up the court. Moffler for 3, and it goes in. Nothing but net. That's her 7th point of the ball game, and she comes out strong, looking good. Moffler wastes no time to make it an 11-4 ball game.
Yep, that's a quick switch there by the Blazers. A nice run for them, and the Barons are going to need to put up a good defense here. Take some time away on their possessions and really use it to their own advantage and not try to rush anything. Like that 3 from the corner Kylie put up, she just wasn't steady and she didn't have her feet placed.
Yeah, a lot going on tonight here. A little bit out of the normal. First of all, this is a makeup boys game tonight. You'll see the Eastside Blazer boys are up in the bleachers, and they're getting ready for tonight's basketball game. But they're coming out. It's a joint boys and girls game tonight. So we had the JV girls earlier tonight, and then we had the girls varsity game, which we're taking a look at right now. And then, of course, we got the boys game coming up at 8 o'clock tonight. So a little different than normal basketball schedule. Going to be a late night for kids getting to school, but this was a makeup game from before Christmas, and they're trying to get them both in the same night. All right, we're back in action. Barons are going to inbound underneath the Blazer basket. It is 11-4 Blazers with 3:56 to go here in the first period. Barons go deep in the corner. They're going to put that 3 up, and it is going to rim out. Moffler with the rebound. She's been a one-man show so far tonight. 3 rebounds, 7 points, keeping the Blazers on top.
Yep. In class, I know Ella Nixon was definitely talking about it today, about how they need to shut her down underneath the basket and what they need to do about it. There was a nice shot by the Barons.
Definitely competitive, but just a little too much hands right there. I think she's going to get the foul called right there on Kyla. She had it, but didn't get established. Going to foul right there. That'll be 2 fouls for the Barons right now. We're still a long way from the bonus. Maybe they can hold out this first half and not get there.
Yeah, Nixon did a nice job there trying to strip the ball, but they were just able to hang on to it, and it got Kylie Chandalen just a little bit overexcited.
Moffler goes up strong there, but the Barons do get the block, and it does not go in. Barons makes no time getting down. Boom, it's going to be off the back of the rim. Eastside again with another offensive rebound, and the Barons are going to come up the court empty-handed one more time. Going to bounce in and out, but Barons almost get the rebound, but Eastside tracks it back down. They're going to reset at the top of the key. They're going to swing left. They're going to swing down deep, and there it is again. Moffler in, and she will get a 3-pointer the old-fashioned way. Well, we don't want to give it to her yet. She has the potential to get a 3-pointer the old-fashioned way.
Yep. Here we see some energy from the cheerleaders trying to get her off her groove. We were able to see a lot of that in the boys' games this past weekend during their tournament against Whiteland, and we were able to see the crowd getting so hyped up for it, and
Moffler
not quite the same energy. There's another shooting foul called for 2. Moffler heading back to the line, and that's going to be 4 fouls for the Barons, 1 more, and it'll send the Blazers to the line every single shot, every single foul.
And that's 2 in a row she puts off the back of the rim. Taylor Mack at the line here shooting this set. She was down there on that rebound, and she's going to put that one in for her 3rd point of the ball game. That'll put the Blazers up 14-4. They've got a double-digit lead over the Barons tonight. Barons with the ball. They're going to pass it around there across the timeline. They're going to pitch it around the arch. Double trap in the corner. She's going to go baseline. Tries to give it up. Eastside gets a hand on it, and it's going to be turnover
just not quite clean. There's a nice steal from Sparkman, and she's able to put it up.
Yeah, Sparkman gets her first 2 points in the game, but it was a really, really well needed 2 points by the Barons. No, that's her second 2 points in the game. She's got 4 now of the Barons' 6 points.
When the Barons are able to establish themselves, they do much better compared to under pressure here so far in this game. They just haven't been able to find their footing, and that's really hurt them so far. Even if they're able to catch up later, the sooner they're able to start up, the better it's going to be for them.
There's no doubt you get a double-digit deficit in the first quarter, and you're playing makeup and catch up the whole rest of the half. And not the position you want to be in, but the girls are going hard. They're trying to get some hands in there, trying to get some turnovers.
Bring it up, and she is good.
Taylor Mack puts another one in. That's her 4th point of tonight's ball game. She puts the first of 2 in for the Blazers.
Here she's got a chance for a second.
Nothing but net on that one. Not what the Barons need to see. It's another 10-point deficit, 16-6. The Blazers lead with 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Bears are going to swing. They go baseline on the left-hand side. They swing back into the paint. They're going to pitch it around, go top side on the right, and it's up for 3, but it's going to bounce long again, and Tracy Mack's going to come away with the rebound one more time. Barron's not getting too many second chance opportunities. Not only are they missing the basket, but they're not blocking out, and some of those long bounces off the rim are just going back to the Blazers, limiting those second chance opportunities by the Barons.
Yeah, their threes just haven't been going in tonight, and there's another foul called.
Yeah, Mac just powered up there. She got her own rebound, and she powered up again, didn't get it, but drew the foul. And now she's going to go back to the line to shoot 2 more. Well, Mac Moffler except for 2 free throws early in the game by Adeline Eldon, and they just continue to dominate here. That was her 4th free throw for Mac.
Here the ladies trying to switch it up. Molly Sonnenberg coming out, Mac Rice coming in. They're going to see if maybe they can get some more size advantage underneath the basket. They've been doing well there, driving into the paint.
Mac puts that one up for her 5th free throw of the night. She's got 7 points here in the first quarter, and she is on track. Barons with the ball. They get it across the timeline. They're going to pitch left side. Looking again. Eastside goes in the steal. Barons have advantage. Going to find baseline, and almost Schmidt puts it up, but not quite. Nixon.
Yep, Schmidt is still currently out. She's going to be out for all this season. Torn Achilles, I believe, and she's going into surgery soon. And so we wish her all the best of luck.
Barons get a rare offensive rebound there and do get a second chance opportunity. Can't quite convert, and the Blazers are going to come away with again with a 12-point lead. 55 seconds to go. Eastside with the ball. Barons still man-to-man. Timeout, Eastside with 45 seconds to go.
And no doubt they're going to want, they're either going to want to make this the last possession, or afterwards they're not going to want the Barons to score. Either way, they just want to shut the Barons out of this first quarter.
Yeah, there's no doubt this is not the start that the Barons wanted. You're coming in out of the first quarter of play, down 12, continually missing the offensive rebound, not getting that second chance opportunity. Those 3 turnovers in a row early in the game just hurt, giving Eastside a chance to get out front. We've been catching up all night. A really good hustle. We've had some good looks and some good opportunities. The Barons are just not finishing right now. And part of it is due just to the pressure that Eastside continues to push on. There are very, very few uncontested passes or uncontested shots so far in tonight's ball game by the Blazers.
Yeah, the ladies have definitely put up a great job on defense. The Blazers have just had their number, and definitely a size advantage here. They're able to get over the heads of some of these players and get around them there.
I'll tell you what, that was a great spin move by Eldon. She took that and she spun right around like a pro and went right to the basket. Really held her composure there when the Barons collapsed down on her. 3 people on it. The Barons give it up again. Another turnover. She's going to pull up for the 3, and Mack puts it up, but it is going to bounce long, and Rice gets the rebound. A nice defensive rebound for the Barons. 11 seconds to go. They're going to get the last shot off. They put that one up. Barons needed that one.
Sparkman putting
And
up, but it's
Eastside's
just
going to bring
short.
that down.
There's going to be a
And they're going
travel
to call
call.
her for traveling. Yeah, I thought it might have been a foul or got her in hand, but they did call her for traveling. It's break for the Barons right there.
Well, not much time left, but it keeps her from getting that last shot off, potentially drawing
Absolutely.
this lead out further. Down by 14, the Barons have a decision to make here at 1 second left. They may just, they're either going to have to roll it out and try to save some time or just send it from the passer.
Number one thing to do is just not turn it over and let Eastside get a shot. That's all you got to do. And so we know we're down 14. We just don't want to be down 16. Really, really tough start for the Barons here. Again, not what they wanted tonight. Eastside coming out, almost every shot is contested. Every Blazer is blocking out both ends of the court. Barons getting few second-hand opportunities on the offensive end for sure. They had that one offensive rebound that led to a second chance opportunity, did not convert. But they're going to have to, consider a couple of things. Right now, Eastside has put up 20 points in the man-to-man defense. It'll be interesting to see if Coach switches the defense a little bit or not. I'm a big man-to-man fan, but when you're giving up 20 points, you're obviously getting beat someplace. And right now, that's in the paint. Both Moffler and Mac getting it done. All the Blazers points except for 4, so 16 of them. Max got 7, and then of course Moffler's got the other 7, and Adeline in there has got, oh no, she's got 8. Yeah, but so it's just really tough right now for the Barons to shut everybody down. We'll see. Maybe they will come back out, play a little zone. I'm not a huge zone fan, but it does have its purpose and it does work. But we'll see if the Barons regroup and try something different, or they continue to try to beat them one-on-one here on the hardwoods tonight. Thanks for joining us. Again, we said this earlier, but there's a boys game coming up tonight at 8 o'clock against the Eastside Blazers. Everybody's together tonight. Girls, boys, and JV girls played earlier. It was a makeup game from when school was canceled before Christmas. Barons will inbound. They've got it in the backcourt.
Harris here trying to set something up. We were able to see them in action that first quarter, and they just not everything was quite there. It wasn't as refined as we're used to seeing it. They're definitely going to want to make some nice passes like that.
Do a really, really nice job getting down in there tight that time. There was a really, really good look, and everybody was positioned up, and Abby Harris was able to get to the basket and put 2 in. All right, Eastside with the ball. They'll swing it around the top of the timeline. She's going to drive in there. Oh, Mac takes a slide. She goes down. Almost looks like she hurt her ankle. Let's hope she's okay. It kind of rolled on her there just a little bit.
She's standing up. Looks like she's good.
Tough break as she came down the hardwood floor. They are going to call it a jump ball, but the possession arrow did favor the Blazers, so it'll be out of bounds under the basket. Looks like they're going to run a box. Mac will flash left. And, of course, underneath the basket, boom, Eastside puts in another 2 as Eldon gets her second basket on the night. Abby with it all. She gets it across the timeline. Barons still working the outside. Barons come off the pick and the screen. Very nice. But I believe we're going to get a foul right there. Not going to be a shooting foul. Going to be on the baseline. That's only going to be the first foul for the Blazers tonight. They have just been playing good, hard basketball, hands up, hands out, but they finally draw their first foul of the night.
Actually, I think that's the second foul. There was one in the first quarter, but that's all they got.
Oh, I was looking at the quarter. There you go, Wag. You're right. That was the first call this quarter.
And there, we could have seen Abby Harris was able to go in and draw the foul, which was a great effort by her. And it'd be nice to see next time some of the Baron girls just able to get outside so that when she gets into a situation like that, she's able to kick it back out and one of the Baron girls can have an open
block
3.
There by the Barons. They're going to run all the way. They are going to take it down, give it up, and put it up, and it's going to rim in and out. Eastside with position. They're going to get the offensive rebound once again. Eastside's wasting no time coming up. Don't give the Barons time to set. They go to the top of the key with Mac. Mac's going to give it up, go right baseline. They're going to swing back around. The Barons get a hand on it.
The Barons just really need to be careful here not to make those little mistakes that we've been seeing so far. They've got to take their time to set up these plays.
Right there. Kyla comes down with that rebound, takes it all the way, but doesn't get it up. Gets a rebound, puts it up. Going to draw the shooting foul there. This will send the Barons to the line. And that one will be good for the Charity Stripe for her first point of the night.
And here she's got a second opportunity. There's another one.
She does put it in. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, they had a 16-point deficit at the quarter break that decreased it to 12 as the Barons continue to try to come back. That ball is going to rim in and out, but the Barons are right there. They get it. Sonnenberg's in there to get the rebound.
And just past the hands of Kyla Chandalin. That's another just missed pass. It's just not quite as sharp as the Barons needed to be.
Yeah, just kind of like we started the first quarter. These turnovers just hurt the Barons. You know, they come out here, they got a chance to get it down to 10 one more time. Walk away with a turnover there. Hey, they get it back, though.
And there's a foul called.
Looks like it's going to be a foul on the Blazers. Well, that is the third team foul for the Blazers with 5 minutes to go here. So we could be looking at the Barons getting to the free throw line here to get some free points. But we'll see how the rest of this game goes and how aggressive the Blazers are.
And that could be a big factor helping the Barons because they've done a nice job at the line so far this year.
Addie Harris takes it to the hoop, and Eastside wants to talk about it. It's down to 10. They started the quarter with a 16-point lead, and the Barons have cut it to 10. So another basket turnover by the Barons could get us down to a single-digit lead by the Blazers here with, about 5 minutes to go here in the first period.
The Barons definitely do well. They do much better when they're able to set up plays like that and just keep it simple. And they just haven't been making those threes tonight. And it's going to be, I think they're going to find much more success if they're able to work some plays, scattering the defense and then driving in, trying to make those layups or trying to draw a foul even.
Well, Eastside's done a really nice job, though. They've got a height advantage in there, so the Barons are having a hard time shooting over the top of them. They're also rotating extremely quickly, not giving the Barons an open look. And a couple of them haven't fallen. So it's been a bad storm for the Barons right down there on their end, trying to get those open shots. Eastside continues to spread the Barons out around the perimeter. They continue to move the ball, looking to open up the lane and get it down inside, which they've been doing pretty well all night. Barons still stay man-to-man. They continue to fight and work hard. That ball's going up, but it's going to be long off the back of the rim. Eastside comes away with it. That ball, I believe there's going to be a foul on the play, and that's going to get called on the Barons. I think that Kyler just reached in there a little bit.
Yeah, the first for this quarter for the Barons. There you can see the Blazers rotating some of their bench. And here they're going to be coming in, creating some new opportunities for the Blazers. Barron's just not covering there, and the Blazers are able to get another rebound through a sea of Barons.
Harrison there to get the rebound, even though they had two opportunities. They come away empty-handed, and the Barons get another chance. They're down underneath the basket looking for air. They don't find it. They're going to swing it back to the outside.
The Blazers, they're doing a nice job shutting down underneath in the paint and just getting multiple person coverage underneath.
Barons continue to rotate around the outside, looking for some room, not finding it. Eastside doing a really nice job, forced the Barons into turnovers.
The Blazers were able to get some breathing room.
4 minutes to go here in the first half.
The Blazers have had a lot of time here holding the ball and in control of it, but the Barons have done well making sure that those opportunities just haven't gone exactly in their favor. They haven't scored for here in a couple minutes, and maybe I spoke too soon, but there they got a nice three.
Well, Dawkins just drains that three-pointer right there, and mainly, I tell you what, Eastside was patient. They kept waiting for an open. We went for a steal and missed it, so obviously they found themselves with advantage. And if you don't take advantage when the advantage occurs, it disappears. And Eastside wasted no time, realizing they were 5v4. They put it up and scored the three. Eastside just doing a really nice job playing fundamental basketball. They're trying to create advantages across the floor. When they see the advantage, they're taking it. Sometimes that's down under where they find themselves 2v1. Sometimes it's up on top. But they're finding themselves enough possibilities if they continue to hang on to this 13-point lead. 25-12 here, 3:24 to go in the second period. Barons will inbound under their own basket. They're going to pitch it in long. Top of the key.
Any more fouls and they'll head straight up to the line, which is going to be a great news for the Barons because statistically they're so good at the line. Molly Sonnenberg, she's been leading this season for their free throw percentage, 85%, and Kylie Chandal and Abby Harris, 77, 73, all great stats, and they're going to be really essential as they go on if they're able to draw some more fouls throughout this game.
Well, it does pay off. They're in the gym every morning and they're shooting, which is great. Obviously, that pays off. They do have to get there. We only got 3 minutes to go and 4 fouls, so they do need to get another foul. Now, we do have a turnover there, down to an 11-point game. Barons a chance to make it a single-digit game here. Barons will inbound. Harris with the ball. She'll keep it in the backcourt. She gets it across the timeline. Harris with the ball at the top of the key. Thought about putting up the three, but she doesn't. She's going to swing left again. That ball goes up by Sonnenberg, and it's going to bounce long and Eastside with another defensive rebound. Eastside has just done a great job of eliminating Barons' second chance opportunities. Here the Barons come again, a chance to cut it. Sonnenberg with the ball. Going to swing wide to Harris on the outside. Harris fakes it, but she goes deep, and they're going to call it a blocking foul. Nice call by the official. The Eastside Blazer player slid in there and did not quite get set. It's Harris one to go by. Harris from the free throw stripe. That is the fifth foul. She'll be shooting 2. Now she's going to rim that one out. There she puts that one in. Eastside with the ball, 2:24 to go here in the first half. Eastside pulls up. That's going to be an air ball, goes nowhere, but they throw it back in, and Tracy Mack, boom, gets it, and another 2 points for the Blazers.
Just some clean playing here from the Blazers. They're able to keep those passes sharp and out of Baron hands while the Barons are just making too many unforced errors. It's definitely given them so many more opportunities than the Barons have had.
Well, there's no doubt. The pressure of the Blazers tonight has been really, really nice. I think that, there's so much coverage that it is forcing the Barons to do some difficult things that they're not used to doing or don't want to do. We'll see what happens here. Harris at the line again. Chance to cut it to 11, and she does. And that one's going to bounce around the rim, but Eastside's going to come up with it. Harris will go 1 for 1 at the line. The Blazers come down with 1:50 to go here in the second period.
The Barons are definitely going to need to keep working that, though, trying to get into the paint because that's where they're scoring their points. The Blazers are just doing so well covering it, but that is also leading to fouls at the same time.
That ball goes in. That's Peyton Rakis's first bucket of the night, but she'll drain a 3 right there to push it back to a 14-point lead. Barons swing wide, but it's going to rim in and out. That's going to be out of bounds on the Baron, and once again, they're going to come away without a second chance opportunity. That's one of the things that if I'm going into halftime, I'm going to have to shore that up. It's one of my diagrams going to be on the blackboard that, look, second chance opportunities are everything. We've got to make sure we're not standing and watching. When we shoot the ball, we got to follow our shot, and everybody else has got to be moving. Because if we can get some of those second chance opportunities back, we can shore this game up a little bit. They continue to swing. That one's going to bounce off the front of the rim. Barons come away with a great defensive rebound. Harris is on her way to the basket. She's heading there. She's going to stop. She'll pull up and pitch it back out. Barons spin. They trying to get it up. They can't. That's going to be a jump ball, but the possession arrow is favoring the Blazers. They got a 14-point lead, the ball, and only 50 seconds left here in the first half.
There's
That's
a
going to be
timeout.
timeout Barons. Well, Wyatt, it'll be interesting to see, what kind of adjustments the Barons do make. Right now, it's been a rough start. I mean, I think they're doing a great job. There's lots of movement, but just a few little things to fix. And like I said, one of those things I'd probably fix is making sure we're getting some of those second chance opportunities back, okay? Does that mean we're changing our defense to give us enough time to get there, or does it simply mean we're going to beat our man if we're going to stay man to man? But either way, we've got to get there. We've got to block out. We've got to have. Your assessment, your coach, what do you want to change here?
I think the ladies just really need to work on cleaning it up. The Blazers doing very well on finding their opportunities inside of the basket, but they're getting those opportunities because of how many times the Barons are turning the ball over. The Blazers have had so much time to build their own plays and work their offense, and the Barons have just helped that by just getting some off passes. They're not quite as sharp as they need to be, just sending it over the heads of the recipients or into Blazer hands.
Well, we got to remember we got a young team out here. You're looking at this Baron group out there, and we got a lot of young kids. They're getting really beat by two juniors on the Eastside squad. They're also coming back, Mack and Moffler. But Eastside's doing a really nice job. All their players are contributing. You look at, Peyton Rakesa, she got that three in there, and you got all these East Side players. Adelaide Eldon, she threw up those 4 points. So everybody's contributing. It's not like you can just guard one. Mackenzie Dawkins throws up that three earlier and goes in. So East Side doing a really, really nice job. Boom, there you go. Nice job. But again, East Side's coming away with the rebound. Really tough break there. They're going to call her for traveling. It's going to be Baron ball. A 14-point lead here with 26 seconds to go in the first half.
Barons here really going to want to come away with some of the last points in this half. They're not going to want the Blazers to extend this lead. The ladies need to take their time, but also just find that opening where they're able.
Harris with the ball. She'll drive down baseline. She goes paint. It's not going to be there. Once again, Eastside comes away with the defensive rebound. Mack with the ball. She'll pull up. She'll pitch it off. Tough pass there. Barons come away with it. They've got 2 seconds. They're going to throw it up, and they are not going to get it off as we head into halftime. Well, I'll tell you what. Wyatt, we've had a great night of basketball so far. The JV game was out there. And now you've got the varsity girls. Barons trailing by 14 here. I don't know. Again, I guess for me, I always try to focus on one or two things. You can't go into the locker room with a 14-point deficit and throw a whole bunch at your team. There is no doubt you got to focus on what you want to fix. And for me, I'm probably going to fix two things. I'm going to make sure that we are picking them up when they head into the paint. They just cannot have those points in the paint. Whether that means we need to switch a little quicker off the screen or not, but we've got to make sure we're picking each side up in the paint. And then the next one is we just got to get second chance opportunities. We are not getting those offensive rebounds like we need to, and that's just really, really hurting. Because on the other hand, Eastside gets that second chance opportunity and they continue to extend the lead and they're up by 14. Those are the two things I would fix if I was coaching and if I was in the locker room. Now, on the other hand, I think the girls are doing a really, really nice job of getting up and down the court. Not too many uncontested baskets. They're just not getting enough pressure to keep them going in. You were talking about sharpness earlier. Talk to me. When you say you want them to be sharper, what are you looking for in your team?
Yeah, we've just seen multiple passes just going over the heads of their recipients, and they're just not as sharp as they need to be. That's what I need to say about it. They're going into the hands of the defenders. They're kind of floating the ball instead of getting it to the recipient, and the Barons really need to clean that up, get it into the hands, get some force behind it, and the Barons just need to keep it under control.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that, it always comes down to fundamentals, and passing is part of the game, and I know our girls work really, really hard, and Coach does a great job. But in a game situation, it's got to be crisp. It's got to be natural. It's got to be muscle memory. It's got to be boom, boom. Eastside doing a really nice job of anticipating the passing lanes and attacking the passing lanes, and the Barons aren't quite adjusting to that. So, they're just going to have to continue to work really, really hard at making sure they get the opportunities. I don't care if that's first opportunity or second opportunity, they got to have opportunities. And if they can do that, then I think they can get right back into this ball game. Well, hey, Wyatt, I'm going to let you talk with Emma here a little bit. I've got one of my favorite people, Mr. O'Neill, here from the school board. Would love to talk with him for a second. So let's turn it over to Mr. O'Neill, and I want to chat with him just a little bit. One of our studious coaches. As a matter of fact, one of our winningest coaches. You know, your winning record on the swim team was incredible, Mr. O'Neill.
Yeah, we were.
We had a big winning streak in there for a while, and I really appreciate all your efforts back there. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
And it's fantastic. I'm glad to see you here at the game tonight. I want to thank you and the rest of the school board for all you always do. The school board works continuously to make it better for our kids here at DeKalb Central, and exciting things happening right now, huh?
Oh yeah, with the BAM and the pack going on,
Yeah.
big things happening. We got. Hopefully, we're gonna move some dirt. Hopefully this spring and get that started, and also looking for a new board member to fill in the vacancies. So
I heard that. I heard interviews are underway to get a good board member on there to continue to move things forward for everybody at DeKalb Central. I'm excited about that.
Yep.
I like it when I hear you say move dirt in the spring.
Well, when dirt doesn't move, that means nothing's happening. So
Exactly.
we're excited. I think things are moving in the right way. So
Yeah, really a lot of community support for this last round of improvements that are happening. Not just the back and the pack, but also everything else that's happening with our improvements from the Go Bond, things like the pavilions and the restrooms. All that should be taken off this spring for sure. Hopefully them following on its heels, if not at the same time, we'll be able to see the back and the pack moving. Back, we call that the Barron Activity Center, and the pack, the Performing Arts Center. So we just kind of call it the back pack, okay? I do kind of like it.
I do too. That makes sense.
I don't
Yeah.
know who came up with that? Did you think about that one night at a board meeting? Or?
I did not. I have a lot of interesting ideas, but that one just never came up. Yeah, we're excited about the little restrooms at the soccer and tennis facilities. They're going to have a restroom facility at baseball for cross country as well. So we're going to put additional parking out there. So things are moving.
Well, as you and I both know, since we were minor coaches a lot, and I say minor coaches, but those sports that don't draw maybe the crowd, but you and I both spent a lot of time over there at the tennis courts and soccer. You as AD, and of course you were married to another tennis coach, who was just doing fantastic work, and we did a lot of work over there with no restroom. We were running to the middle school or running back to the high school, and it will be so nice to have restrooms over there in that complex.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. It was interesting that, we had one set of doors open for the restrooms of the middle school, and then something happened that was too busy or hard to maintain, so they opened another set of doors, which made it a little farther. So a lot of people complaining, and not that we fell on deaf ears, but it just needed to happen. And with the things that we're doing now, we have not a lot of money left over, but we have money that we've cut back on things. So we've got a little money left over that we can do these additional things that we need to do to make our facilities here. They're already top notch, but we just need to step up a little more.
Right.
I think that's what the things are going with enrollment. We kind of attract more people to come in, and the first thing they see is what's going on outside. And as soon as you see dirt moving, they know that there's support in the community.
Yep.
and the administration. So we're excited about all that.
Well, the thing I really liked about the operations committee and all the work that's happened on the board, you've worked hard to make things happen. We say we want a restroom out there, but the sewer lines are on the other side of campus. It's not just throw a restroom in. There's so much that has to happen, and I really appreciate that through all these projects, the new football field, the new stadium, the concession stands, and now pavilions and restrooms, planning has been put into place to make sure that all works and can work together. And I think that's going to be really, really cool. People are going to walk onto this campus, 3 years from now, it's going to look a lot different.
It's nice to talk to the alumni that haven't been back in 5, 6, 10, 15 years, and they go, wow, this place has really changed. I said, keep coming back, because the changes are still coming. So, if you're looking for a place to move back home, because this is a growing, thriving community.
Well, and I tell you what, I say this all the time, but I'll go into the Y, and just like you, I'll see student after student after student And I'm so impressed at how many of our alumni are coming back to work.
Right.
They're coming back to settle in Auburn. It's not a bedroom community, it's a destination. And whether that's our Y or it's our museums or our park department, which is phenomenal. And then you throw the schools on there on top of it. Just great things happening in all of our extracurriculars and in our curriculars. We're offering so many things within the classroom now that it's just exciting for our students.
Yes, we talk about the athletics parts. You see the football field, they see all the soccer teams, the baseball, the softball, but we just added girls wrestling.
Right.
We just added boys volleyball a couple of years ago.
Girls flag football.
Girls flag football is coming on, and we've got unified teams that are continuing to expand. So, with those type of things coming in, and that's just what we talk about, things after school.
Right.
The things going on during school, we've got tons of pathways that kids can come in and choose which way they want to go, and so it's exciting. It's a great time to be a Baron, I think.
Well, as you know, I was going to retire just ahead of you about 6 or 7 years ago. And,
I remember.
And I'm still here. And the only reason is because it really is exciting. There's so many great things happening right now that it's hard to bow out. You start building programs and you start building relationships with kids that are going to come back in the community. So it's hard to step away from that. Now, I am getting closer. I'm just going to warn you, bud. Keep the coffee pot hot, okay?
It's always hot for you.
Well, I really do appreciate all you're doing as a board member now, Mr. O'Neill, and kudos to all of the board members, all 5 of you that have worked diligently over the last couple of years.
Yep.
A unanimous vote by the board to continue to keep moving forward. So all 5 board members, I think, just really putting the best interest of our students at heart. What can we do? And as a taxpayer and as a landowner, I know that, that's an investment in my community. But I like to say I'm invested in the people that are going to take care of me at the nursing home someday. And I hope they still like me and they still like the community.
That's a great point because, as we get older, we're going to end up somewhere. And, when you go to a restaurant, there's ex-students there that are working. And that's, they're trying their best. They're making a little money on the side. Are they planning for college? Are they planning for a pathway, maybe the service? But, they're at least learning what it takes to be successful.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. O'Neill, this was an eye-opening moment for me about a week ago.
Uh-oh.
I went to the dentist, which was my ex-student. And then I got to go see the banker, which was my ex-student. And then I went to my doctor, who was also my ex-student. And I'm like, thank goodness I didn't give them any poor grades, first of all, but I just thought, what a testament to our community laying a foundation for kids to want to come back and be successful. So.
Right. I think things are just heading in the right direction for DeKalb County, not just DeKalb schools, but for DeKalb County. It's a nice, big, small community where things are growing, and I think what we're doing is we're attracting more people, not just for us, but maybe kids go to Garrett, maybe to Eastside, maybe to Hamilton, but it's just a great community to live in.
Well, in our fellow schools, Eastside put up their field house. Garrett thinking about putting up their new elementary now. Just lots of people investing in our kids. Well, Mr. O'Neill, thanks for helping out today. Really appreciate it. You're always welcome back at BTV and Baron Athletics. It's always good to see you in the house, man.
Thanks a lot. We'll do lunch sometime soon.
We got to do that, man. We got to do that. Well, hey, Wyatt Nepper's back, and we're ready to go here. That was Tony O'Neill, longtime teacher and coach here at DeKalb Central. He and his wife have just given so much to the Barons that we're thrilled that he's giving back now as a school board member and just a real supporter of Baron Athletics. Well, Wyatt, here we go, man. Barons trail by 14. We've already talked what we'd do if we were coaching, but we're not. So let's take a look at what coaches got ready to go. Barons are going to inbound. They trail by 14. 16 minutes to go here of basketball. Barons with the ball.
And luckily I'm not coaching because this team would not be where it is.
All right, Barons with the ball. They're going to swing the outside. Eastside continuing to cut down perimeter. Barons do get some penetration there, and that ball's going to go up. But once again, Eastside blocks out, comes away with the defensive rebound. They'll get it across the timeline.
Hardstaw doing well, getting it up and under in the paint, but she just wasn't able to follow through with it. She wasn't able to get physical enough underneath the basket where she was able to keep
right
control.
There, that's just a great turnaround basket by Mack. It was just textbook. She was one-on-one. She used her height advantage. She used her space advantage. She hooked around there. Remind me of the old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar coming around there, boom, just to take my opponent out of the way so I can make a basket. Barons again with the ball. They're going to swing the outside. They're going to try to drive paint, pitch to the left side baseline, and it goes up, and it is in. The Barons needed that one. That was a great basket. Right when the Barons needed it. Molly Sonnenberg throws that up. Her first basket of the night, cuts it to 13, and it's going to be a timeout.
And it's the first three of the night for the Barons. They just have been really lacking from the three line, and it's been showing as they just haven't been able to keep up with the Blazers throughout this game.
Sonnenberg threw that shot up right there. She didn't have much time. Eastside was collapsing, so she threw it up quick and it went in. It's not that the Barons have a lot of time on shots on it. Eastside is doing a great job of rotating. Their help side defense has been almost perfect. They're switching extremely well. The Barons have not had much time. So now whether the Barons have to set a tighter screen, double screen, where they got a screen away from the ball, we're going to see what happens so they can try to continue to get more room like that. Free people like Sonnenberg up to take that shot. All right, Barons going with a full court press here. Going to put it on. They're going to have to hurry to get back. Eastside does break the press. They get it across the timeline.
Yeah, that full court press is something that we've seen all season from the Barons at different times. Depending on their opponent, they varied it greatly, but it's good to see a mix-up of something new.
And there you go again, same play, same setup. That's the only problem with it. When you full court press, you just can't leave Taylor Mack one-on-one to the basket. We've got to have help side defense down there. Somebody thinks on her and take that away from her. Sonnenberg puts another one up off the front of the rim, and the east side comes away with another rebound. Colton Schooley wearing a coat and tie tonight. Not exactly sure why, but I love his look tonight.
Well, underneath in the student section, it looks like we've got some sportscasters there, just like us.
Nice.
So I think he's dressing for success.
That's going to be long. And Eastside attempts to get that in. Barons come up with it. Harris with the ball. She'll bring it down. Waste no time. She pitches to Sonnenberg at the top of the key. Sonnenberg's going to swing right to Harris. She'll go baseline. Barons continue to swing the outside. And another turnover, just not a sharp enough pass. And there was no doubt there. She's going to step on the out-of-bounds line. But I'll tell you what, she's played a really nice game today. But Lucy Kitchen has just been everywhere when it comes to making that turnover. Just like there, she read the passing lane. She stepped in. She took it away. Fortunately, a little overthrow. And the Barons are going to get the ball back underneath their basket. Sonnenberg will inbound to Harris, and Harris will bring the ball up. She'll cross the timeline. Eastside continues to be one-on-one. That ball's going to go up and out, but the Barons get an offensive rebound. It kind of hit Kitchen in the top, and they're going to get the offensive rebound, draw the foul, and boom, a second chance opportunity. This is what we need. And you said this earlier. The Barons are good from the free throw line, Wyatt.
Yep, Kyla's at 73% from the line, and it's really good to see her up there. There she drains one, and it's something that the Barons really need, not only score-wise, but just to get their energy up. It just hasn't been their game from different locations, and maybe this can give them some more confidence in what they need to do. There she gets the second.
Yeah, and that's her fourth point of the night, and they have all been from the free throw line, Wyatt. So it's like you said earlier, if they can get to the free throw line, I think they can score some points. Eastside with the ball. The Barons attempt to steal, but the Eastside's going to waste no time getting back, putting it back up. They get it. It's going to be a jump ball, I think they're going to call it. Possession arrow does favor the Blazers. And it's going to be out of bounds Blazer ball.
Rain Freed here coming in for Sparkman. She's another great point guard that the Barons have, and it's good to see her getting used as this game goes on and she's able to reinforce this Baron team. Sending it to the corner. Chandalum puts it up and range one smooth as butter.
I tell you what, no longer is she only scored from the free throw lane, man. And she does put that up for her 7th points of the game tonight. Eastside with the ball. They waste no time getting it down into the paint. They're going to turn and shoot. It does not go. Eastside gets the rebound, and they're going to put it up and draw the foul and get an attempt for a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. That was Mac's 13th point of the game tonight. She got a chance to make it 14 right here. They just continue to go hard underneath the basket. And she puts that one in. Good pressure by the Blazers.
There, Kyla puts it up, and no foul is going to be called there.
There was Eastside in no real hurry here with a 13-point lead. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds, but possession is still going to be with the Blazers.
Colby coming in for Jindalen, who's just had a great start to this second half and has really led the Barons and given them something to fight for. There, a long three by number 32.
Yeah, Mac, that's her second three-pointer in the game tonight. She continues to rack up points as we get closer and closer to the end of this third quarter. 40-24 with 3:44 to go. Harris will put that up from the outside, going to rim it. Eastside's going to walk away with the rebound once again. To me, that's the difference in the game tonight of the second chance opportunities. Eastside just getting rebounds both on the offensive and the defensive end. And they just continue to put them up. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be tough right there because the Barons just got a little bit too close, man. And they're going to send Peyton Casa to the line shooting three. She puts the first one in. Oh, gonna call for a foot fault right there. Said she stepped across the line. That was going to bounce out long. The Barons are going to walk away with the rebound. Harris with the ball. She'll bring it up in the backcourt.
Well, it's going to be Colby Oliphant. She just came in.
She crosses the timeline. And another turnover by the Barons. Eastside's going to waste no time pushing it up the court. Well, she has had that move all night tonight. Mac just continues to move it around like that. She's got 21 points on the game so far, 2:40 to go here in the third period.
They're slipping out of the hands of Oliphant. There, she's going to shove Mac out of bounds.
Yeah, now only the third foul on the Barons, so they're not in trouble yet. They're not giving up shooting points yet, but they definitely want to make sure they don't push them into the bonus any more than they have to right here.
Blazers just able to get around her.
Yeah, there's no thing, Elton just goes right by her. That's her 8th point of the game tonight. And again, they just continue to spread these points out, continue to keep scoring.
Yeah, some great all-around effort. As soon as they're trying to double-team Mac, they give the Blazers an opportunity for someone else to prove themselves and why they're on this varsity squad.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier. They're doing such a nice job, but they have a lot of people in the paint, a lot of people in the scoring column.
There's going to be a foul called, and it's going to continue being Baron ball.
I mean, the Blazers have 5 people in the scoring column, and all of them have 3 points or more. Even Malford, he's dumped in, those 6 points tonight that have been huge. Actually, more than that. He's got 9 points tonight. And Eldon, he's got another 8, and of course Max, he's killing it. Dawkins with that 3 early. Ricasa with that 3, and another one from the stripe. You double team down under, and boom, they're pitching it out, and somebody else is scoring. So it's 45-24 here with 1:44 to go in the third period. Eastside ball, full court pressure by the Barons. The Barons get the turnover, but just can't quite hang on to it. Going to step out of bounds, and the Blazers are going to get another chance to inbound. I love to see the full court press. I love it. I don't think teams use it enough. I don't care whether you're ahead or behind. We should practice it and use it. Now, when it gets broken like that, you've got to hustle back in, just like they are. Eastside with the ball. They're going to go right corner. They're going to swing it to the back of the key again. Real tough break there. I mean, we were trying to get the steal. Just coming in just a little too hard with Hartzell in there.
And now that's going to be the 4th foul this quarter for the Barons, as they're going to need to watch it.
Yeah, the next foul is a cost to him. Now we've talked about this a lot over the last couple of years. Now that it's an automatic 2, there's just no real advantage to ever giving up a foul anymore. If you can, I don't know, just eliminate them all together, you just don't want to do it. Used to be with the 1-and-1, you could go there and maybe still come away, but chances of somebody missing 2 are just slim anymore. Here we go. We got Eldon stepping. She's already hit 2 tonight. She's going to rim that one in and out. Gosh, that went deep, too. I thought it was going to stick, but it did not.
There with the second shot, she's able to get it in, and that takes the lead to 24 points. The Blazers ahead 46-24, 22 points. From the corner, Ella Nixon putting it up, but she just doesn't have the room. And
yeah, and not only did she not have it, but the Blazers were in position. They got the offensive rebound again, and then they drew the foul, and the Barons slapped at it. So several things right there. Shot doesn't go, we don't get the rebound, and then we foul. We're in the bonus. Boom, boom. Eastside back on the line. So just a really, really bad set of circumstances that are happening. Lucy Kitchen puts that one in. I'll tell you what, Lucy Kitchen's having a great game tonight, but that was her first point. But I tell you what, I have watched her. She has been moving the ball, getting rebounds, blocking out, assisting. She has played a phenomenal game tonight. Now she finally gets a couple from the stripe. Nixon with the ball. Eastside's going to take it away, but they're going to step out of bounds there. Eldon just, I think, got her foot on the line. Barons will inbound.
Find Oliphant in the corner, and once again, she just doesn't have the room to work with as the Blazers rush in to cover her.
Yeah, and Lucy Kitchen comes away with the rebound. Barons walk away empty-handed again with no second chance opportunity. Here they go, Blazers with the ball. 38 seconds to go. They swing it to the top of the key. They swing left. They put it up from three-point range, and it is nothing but net. Lucy Kitchen range one for 3.
A beautiful rainbow there, and she's just able to get it over the heads of the Barons.
And I used to say it doesn't matter how high it goes or how low it goes, as long as it goes.
Yep, and the Barons
get a rare rebound right there. Great job by Nixon. She gets in there, gets the rebound, pitches it out, and all of a sudden the Barons, boom, 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 had a second chance opportunity. Rain Freed had it. Blazers foul, and Barons are going to inbound underneath their own basket with 12 seconds to go.
Sending it up. They got to make something happen. They've got 10 seconds to go. There, it's up, but the Blazers won't have time to make another play of it. and that's
Yeah,
going to end the third
and that
quarter.
was just textbook right there. You take a look at what was happening. She blocked out. She got the rebound. It's the same thing we've been talking about. Those second chance opportunities, and the Blazers are turning around with their arms and just doing great block out basketball. So, the Bears are going to fix that. You got to fight. You got to fight away from the ball as well as on the ball. And right now, Eastside is definitely positioning up away from the ball. They're preparing themselves. They're thinking ahead. Really, really like that in what I'm seeing in the Eastside Blazers tonight. I don't know your thoughts, Wyatt.
I'd like to see something that's come from the boys a lot that I've been able to see this season. They've worked a lot on driving into the basket and drawing in multiple defenders underneath in the paint and then kicking it back out to the three-point line where they've got an open man and they just have so much more time to shoot that three. And I think that's something that the girls could really benefit from if they're able to find that opening and have a little bit more time to shoot that three. I think they'd have a lot more success shooting it.
Yeah, I agree. We used to say create an advantage. And then when you create an advantage, you have to take advantage of it. And right now, I do think the girls are doing a nice job of creating some advantages, but then we don't attack right away from that advantage point. And I always used to tell our players, if you've got two people on you, somebody's open. Somebody's open. And then when you get it, your chances are diminishing from that moment. So it's got to happen quickly. And Eastside has done a really, really nice job of that tonight so far, trying to create that advantage, whether it's outside for those threes or down underneath, trying to get somebody one-on-one, and then boom, they're taking advantage of it. And that's why they've got this lead tonight, 27 points all of a sudden here. Just continue to fight hard here. We got the fourth quarter going on, 7:56 to go here in the fourth quarter. Eastside continues to throw the ball out around the outside. Parents go to get a steal, but just can't quite get it. That's going to be a foul, first one. Boy, and that's the last thing we want to do is start sending Eastside to the free throw line again at the end of this game.
Yep, they've only got 8 minutes here to catch up to this lead, and it's going to be a tough fight for them. 27 points behind. The ladies really need to consolidate their defense and then work their way patiently into the basket. And that's going to be something really big right there, that football, and the Barons are going to have possession.
Well, it's a nice turnover, there's no doubt, to start the fourth quarter here. Help the Barons maybe chip away at this lead a little bit. We are glad you're tuning in tonight for Lady Baron basketball. We will be taking a break between games, and then we've got another game coming up. So jump back on our YouTube channel. I want to thank a lot of people. First of all, our major sponsor.
A great block there by the Blazers, and the Barons were just able to keep a hold of it.
Yeah, I want to thank our sponsors like Auburn Essential Services. Without them, we could no way bring you the quality broadcasting what we do. They are a tremendous supporter of our Barron television program, and without Susan Geyer and her staff down at Auburn Essential Services and Mayor Dave Clark, who support our kids and our work-based learning environment, it is fantastic. Also want to thank people like Ben Davis Chevrolet, who do a fantastic job and always have of supporting the Barons. People like Mefford Weber and Blythe, they do a phenomenal job also supporting Barron athletics. And Barons get the ball back on that turnover, and they continue to fight their way down in there.
The Barons have had a long possession right here. They did a nice job of just keeping the ball and making sure that they're getting those rebounds. They've done much better of it right there than I've seen this entire game.
Couple subs. I'm a little surprised that Eastside still has a couple of their starters in there. At this point in the game, I'm probably not going to take the chance. But here we got some scums coming in. Let's say if all of a sudden Mac and Muff are coming out of the game. But they are not. Mac's going to stay in the game. So I always hesitate. You got a 27-point lead. You hate to lose your starter, and not that she's not going to do a great job. I'm sure she will. But, you want to make sure that she's going to be with you throughout the season, too.
The Barons just letting that one fly over their heads. They were sure that was going out on the Blazers, but they're going to maintain possession.
It'll be Blazer ball underneath. Lucy Kitchen will inbound the ball for the Blazers. Blazers are in the box. They all go. They find Boom Mac, and she puts it up for a rare miss here. Bounces a little hard off the rim. Barons waste no time getting it back down the court. They pitch it around the outside. Still working the perimeter outside the three-point line. The Blazers continue to stay man-to-man. It has worked for them tonight, so there's no need to, they think, change right now. Barons penetrate the paint, and that ball is up, and it is going to be no good. But the Barons do get a rebound there, but it's going to be Blazer ball. That was underneath. They were trying to get a lead pass over the top, and it did not work. Barons come up with a nice pass down to the paint. Barons go tough. Unlucky bounce. Going to have to reset. Barons reset. They go deep. Continue to pitch. Tell you what, Abby Harris was driving to the basket right there, and it looked like the Blazers got all ball, but they're going to get called for the foul right there. The Blazer boys headed for the locker room for their game coming up here at 8 o'clock or sometime thereabouts.
You can see him moving in the top left corner.
Make sure you join us in about 20 minutes for the boys' game. The girls' game will be cutting out here, and at the end, we'll take a short break, and then we will be back on the air. Click on our YouTube channel, and it'll be right there for you. I want me to say that all the time, Wyatt, the YouTube channel. I miss cable TV, you know, but I realize that's the reality, and we'd like to thank everybody that's joined us and made the switch to our YouTube channel. You know, breaking over 100,000 views now, you know, so really doing great. We really appreciate all your support out there from the community as we continue to live the student's motto of keeping you connected with your community. We hope you continue to tune in to more and more Barron activities.
Kyla there definitely getting aggressive, trying to steal that ball, but keeping it clean. And it's put some pressure on these Blazers to drive
Matt
in.
Goes down there and she gets the rebound, goes back in, does it all.
The Barons, I think, are just getting over-eager on so many opportunities, and it's giving the Blazers so much time to drive past them, and they're just able to use their speed, their height, and they're not letting those advantages go to waste, like you were saying, and they're able to get past the Barons for some open shots. They're off the rim, a contested shot, and the Blazers are going to turn away. They've got 4.5 minutes left, and they drain another.
Well, and Adelaide Eldon, she's been hitting them tonight. You know, that's her 8th point from the field. She's got a couple of them from the free throw line. You know, the Blazers just continue just to spread it out. I mean, Max got 24 points, but these other girls are in double digits also. They're just doing a really, really nice job spreading it out, keeping the Barons working and hustling, not knowing exactly what. Nice penetration there. Going to the hole, through the paint. Kyla tries to get in there. She'll draw the shooting foul. Boom, and head to the line. Well, it's a 31-point game right now with 3:57 to go. Barron's got a chance to cut that lead here by 2. And the first one is nothing but net.
A nice job. She's done well at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, I've got her down for 5. You know, she's got quite a few points there. She's done a really nice job.
And there she gets her second.
Drains another one. She is the leading free throw shooter of the night tonight. Well, I take that back. As I think about that, I believe Mac also has 6. So they're both tied at 6 tonight.
Kyla there trying to attack that ball, but it gave the Blazers a little bit of an opportunity. They weren't taking advantage of it, but if Mac had been able to get around her, then she just could have drove straight to the basket because Kyla just wasn't in between her and the basket.
Barons do a nice job there. They get the rebound and they draw the foul on Mac. So, you know, win-win for the Barons. Barons with the ball, they'll bring it up court.
Looks like they're trying to set up some plays. Not moving the ball quite as fast as earlier, and now they don't have the luxury of time on their side. They've only got 3:15 left on the clock.
Mac gets another foul. Two subs down there. I just can't help but feel they're going to take Mac out of the game. Yep, there she goes. I just think that's a real smart coaching move. You know, with 3 minutes to go, your star's got 24 points. Why leave her in the game? You know, you need to get her out. Plus, you got to give some other kids an opportunity in the game situation. I think it's the time to do it. Barons with the ball. 3 minutes to go here in the ball game. Barons 27, Blazers 56.
Barron's an off pass there, straightens the arms of the Blazers, and just not finding her target.
Yeah, just another simple turnover by the Barons tonight. It's really hurt them. Well, obviously the Blazers really happy. Caden Dale puts one up for 3 points. It's her first score of the night as she comes in off the bench to drain one to push that lead to 32 points for the Blazers.
Sparkman's struggling with that one. She had to come off of her girl to help cover the drive inside, but then it just gave her room to shoot that three.
Jump ball, possession arrow will favor the Barons. Both teams putting in more substitutions right now. Starting to see a lot of girls that played the JV game earlier, get them a little varsity time here. This always becomes a tough one for me as a coach when I see both the JV teams in there again. They've already played once tonight. So, you know, now you get them all out there again. Hopefully you're playing some girls that didn't get a chance to play much JV. So that they're getting plenty of time right now.
There it's off the hands of the Blazers, and the Barons will run it in. There she finds Rain Freed, but just flipping around, trying to work her way into the paint past her defender. And there's just a loose shot and off the rim.
But again, really good text out blocking there. Like if you watch that playback, you know, you can see Eastside the minute the ball is shot, those girls are turning, arms out, butt out, and they're blocking out. And that has just led to rebound after rebound tonight. And that's just the evaporation of second chance opportunity over and over and over. Eastside attempts, they're going to call it for a travel and kind of pulled her travel foot or pivot foot was not set. She drug it in there. Barron's going to drive the paint there. Going to call a blocking foul. That's going to be on Eastside. That'll send
Rain Freed to the line.
Yeah, a chance to pick up a few free throws right here, Wyatt. From the old charity stripe, like I like to call it, buddy. Wyatt, you've got a lot going on. I know you're at rehearsal tonight. How's rehearsal going for the Masked Musketeer?
For the Masked Musketeer, it's only been our second rehearsal, but we're only a month out from the show. The first weekend, full weekend in February, the 5th, 6th, and 7th. It's really exciting to see, and I'm very excited for it to come together with the set and how quickly it's come along. I mean, a lot of people are still getting there with their lines, but I believe it's gonna be a good show, and we're very excited to put it on.
Yeah, lots happening in the theater department. That's the third show of the year, coming off a phenomenal production of Romeo and Juliet, followed up by the musical Elf, which was a great Christmas musical. And now the Masked Musketeer. Now, you guys have been rehearsing for quite a while, but your full cast got together tonight now. I know there's been a lot of you putting a lot of time and working on that show. But that's going to be exciting. That's in our Black Box Theater in A122. And then, of course, our musical coming up. We are so excited to be presenting The Little Mermaid for you, followed up by our summer intensive, 101 Dalmatians. So lots of great things happening in the theater department. We hope you come out and join us for a show. Just incredible work for our kids where everything is student-driven, and there's a student hand on every single thing that you see. Well, that one's going to bounce off the front of the rim. Eastside's going to walk away with another rebound and a 30-point lead here with less than a minute to go. Both teams still continuing to battle. We've seen quite a few jump balls, quite a few fouls here as all these girls battle here on the bottom. And at the bottom of the game, I should say, with not much time to go. Out of bounds. Blazers do have 5 balls. 5 fouls, continuing to put the Barons on the line to shoot if that happens. Nice job by the Barons trying to limit those shots. They're going to pass it around. Almost got a turnover there, but the Blazers are going to hang on to it.
Yeah, the Blazers here have no need to rush this. They can just draw the game out. But here the Barons getting possession, and they're able to work their way down court.
30 seconds to go here, Lady Baron basketball.
Putting it out, and there's a great three.
It's a really, really
Jordan
nice
there.
basket by Jordan there.
15 seconds to go, and the Blazers may just hold it for this last 15.
And yeah, coach has told him to hold it up. He told him to throw it back out. Barons are going to give him some space. And that's going to end tonight's varsity contest. Blazers 59, Barons 32. One of those evenings where it just didn't go the Barons' way right from the get-go, Wyatt. We saw it and we said this and we called it coming out of the gate. Right away it was turnover, and all of a sudden we were down 10-5, and then it was 12-6. The Barons just never recovered and just couldn't quite get on top of this game. And a lot of that's just due to the Blazers, but the Blazers got young girls too. They're starting 2 big juniors in there, and then you take it down, a look at their list. Lucy Kitchen, she's an 11th grader, and she was a point guard extraordinary tonight, I think. Very unselfish, setting a lot of people up all the time, blocking out. And so you look down through there, the Blazers only had one upperclassman, okay, Adeline Eldon, score any points. And she did have 10 in the game, but everybody else is an underclassman for them also. So 2 young teams here, and no doubt that the Blazers come up on top. Your last-minute thoughts tonight as we think about tonight's game?
I think the girls definitely they weren't exactly themselves tonight. I've seen much better from them, and I think that this will give them some more motivation as they go on, and they're not going to want to repeat of tonight. They did well, and they were able to keep energy up, but they just weren't able to hit those threes like they wanted to, and Eastside just did an incredible job blocking out. They did a great job inside the paint, working around multiple defenders at a time, and all props to them. They did a great job.
Well, and when you're playing one of your county rivals, you want to come out on top. There's no doubt about that. And tonight, Eastside did a nice job of coming out on top. Well, I'll tell you what, we are going to take about a 20-minute break. And that 20-minute break is going to bring us back to the boys' game, okay? And we are excited for a boys' matchup tonight between the Blazers of Eastside and the Barons of DeKalb. So join us back here at about 8:05. Ready for another great game of Baron basketball. So, from Wyatt Nepper and Jed Friels and our camera lady extraordinaire, Emma Brooks.
And Claire Otis as well.